You know, we all make a ton of choices every single day. But what if the most important choice we make isn't really about what we do, but the way we choose to be? We're about to unpack an ancient framework that completely reframes this idea, and it shows how that single choice dictates whether our lives ripen into happiness or suffering. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, it's a classic human problem, right? We all want to be happy. We're pretty much hardwired to run towards joy and away from pain. So why is it that so often we end up creating the exact opposite? Where's the disconnect here?
Well, it might surprise you, but this is not a new problem. Not at all. Go back 2,500 years, and a teacher, the Buddha, was looking around and seeing the very same thing. People desperately wanting one thing, but through their actions, creating something else entirely.
And this quote from an ancient Pali text just nails it, doesn't it? Everybody wants more of the good stuff, less of the bad. Simple. But for so many, it seems like life just keeps serving up the reverse. And what this text suggests is that the reason isn't bad luck or fate. It's a deep misunderstanding of how our own choices actually work.
So to make this super clear, the teacher basically laid out a map of 4 possible paths our lives can take. Now, this is just the first look, the sort of surface-level understanding of the idea.
Okay, so here's the basic breakdown, laid out in a simple chart. You've got 4 kinds of actions, or undertakings. First, stuff that's painful now and painful later. Then you have things that feel great now, but, yeah, lead to pain. The third is the tough one, painful now but pleasant later. And then there's the holy grail, right? Pleasant now and it just keeps getting better. It's super logical, super clean, but honestly, it's just scratching the surface.
Because what if that translation, undertaking a practice, is actually missing the whole point? What if the real secret here isn't about just doing things, like checking off a to-do list, but it's about something way, way deeper? To find that, we've got to look at the source code.
And this is where it gets really fun. We get to be linguistic detectives. We're going to peel back the layers of the original words in the Pali language. And this isn't just for a history lesson, trust me. This is about unlocking a much more powerful way of seeing our own lives.
So the key term here is this word Dhammasamadana. Now, the standard translation you'll find in a dictionary is the undertaking of practices. And that, well, it sounds like work, right? It sounds like a spiritual chore list, a bunch of things you have to do. It's not wrong, but it's kind of flat.
So let's go deeper. In ancient linguistics, you'd analyze a word's roots, its niruti, to find its real intended meaning, its atta. We're about to do that right now, breaking this word down into its core parts.
So when we break it down, you get dhamma, which is like the nature of something, sam, which means completely, a meaning towards yourself, and da, to take. Put it all together and bam, the whole meaning just flips. It's not about doing a practice anymore. It's about to fully, completely take a way of being into yourself. See the difference? It's not a to-do list. It's who you are becoming.
Oh, and it gets even better. The word they use for result is vipaka. And this doesn't just mean consequence, like some kind of cosmic transaction. No, its deeper meaning is ripening. So our way of being doesn't cause a result, it ripens into one, slowly, naturally, just like a piece of fruit on a tree. This changes absolutely everything.
Okay, so now we have this much richer code, right? We're not just doing things, we're embracing a way of being that ripens into something. With that in mind, let's go back to those 4 paths. The original text uses these amazing, super vivid images to make them totally clear. All right, path number 1. This way of being is like drinking from a bitter gourd that's been laced with poison. It tastes awful from the very first sip, and of course, it ripens into death. This is what it's like when you fully embrace a bitter, angry, or fearful state of mind. It can only grow into more suffering.
Now this one is the tricky one. This path is like a beautiful bronze cup filled with a drink that looks amazing, smells sweet, tastes delicious, but it's secretly mixed with poison. It feels so good in the moment, but it's ripening into pure agony. This is basically any way of being that gives you that short-term hit of pleasure at the cost of your long-term health and happiness.
And the third way of being, well, it's like drinking foul-tasting medicine. The text actually uses the example of fermented urine, which was a real ancient remedy. It's gross, right? But you embrace taking it because you know it's going to ripen into health. This is any of those hard things like therapy or hitting the gym or learning a new skill that you commit to because you know deep down they're good for you.
And finally, we get to the 4th path. This is like drinking a delicious mix of curd, ghee, and honey.
It's wonderful right now, in this moment, and it also ripens into even more health and vitality down the line. This isn't some far-off goal you have to suffer for. It's a joyful, nourishing way of being right here and now.
So here's the absolute key takeaway. The thing that separates the person drinking delicious poison from the person drinking delicious, nourishing honey, it isn't more effort. It's not about willpower or gritting your teeth and trying harder. The one crucial ingredient is clarity. It's the wisdom to see things as they really are.
The text leaves us with one last, just breathtaking image for this fourth, ideal way of being. And it has nothing to do with struggle or fighting at all. Just take a second and picture that. Imagine after days of gloomy rain and clouds, the sun finally comes out. It doesn't have to attack the clouds, it doesn't declare war on the darkness, it just rises. And by its very nature, it fills the entire sky with light. And that right there is the perfect illustration of this path. It's not about being in a constant battle with your bad habits or negative thoughts. It's about cultivating a way of being that is so bright, so clear, and so warm that the darkness just doesn't have a place to hang out anymore. You simply outshine it.
So, what does this all mean for us, right here, right now? It really boils down to this one essential question we can carry with us. When you look at the ways of being you embrace each day, your mindsets, your habits, your attitudes, which of them are you choosing with clarity, knowing they are already ripening into pure sunshine?